Welcome back to the International Wealth Builders Association.com podcast and live radio broadcast. Now, I was talking about what's going on in the market. There's definitely some serious changes happening. What does that mean for you? Well, it depends. Do you want to buy? Do you want to sell? Do you want to invest? I mean, there's always good deals in the market, no matter what you want to do. The market, there's always a deal here or there to be found. It just matters on who you're talking to, who has the resources, what they can find for you. And that's where I come in and I find good deals. If you have a good deal and maybe you don't understand how to fund it, how to get a partner with it, just give us a call and we'll be happy to help you with that. You can find me at realtymavericks.com and call me and I'll be able to help you take a look at your deal and put it together for you. Now, what's going on with the market? Like I said, the Fed said they're going to bump interest rates and it made the stock market drop 1,000 points. Does that mean that's going to stay that way? Probably not. I mean, it bounces back and forth. You also have, is that going to affect the real estate market? Yes, it will affect the real estate market because your first-time buyer pool has shrunk dramatically because the person that could afford a $500,000 or $600,000 house a couple months ago when the interest rates were 2 and 3% can no longer do that. They can no longer get into that. Does that mean they shouldn't try to find a house? Absolutely not, because you don't have to use conventional methods to finance a house. A lot of people are under the impression that they have to go to a lender, a bank, get a loan, and then they can do that. But the truth is that one of my favorite ways to finance a house is seller financing. If I can get somebody who's not really interested in getting all the cash out right now, maybe they own it free and clear, and they'd like to help out somebody getting started in real estate, they'll be happy to work with you, and you can buy the house directly from them. I'm the one that has the contracts and knows how to negotiate that for you, so you want to get a hold of me on that. So a lot of buyers are out there, they're kind of throwing in the towel and saying, now I have to wait another 5 years or whatever for the market to come back down. That's not necessarily the case, okay? You can get in there and keep looking. You just need to use different technology, different things. So that's what's really important as far as how the market goes. There will be interest increase, okay? What is that going to do? Because right now the interest rate increase has basically killed the refinance market. So if you had a higher interest rate than, say, like 4% or 5%, and you wanted to bring it down to what was going on to back then was 3%, you kind of missed the boat. Interest rates will continue to go up, and that will continue to affect the real estate housing market. The other thing is the builders are slowing down too as well. Builders have pulled back on their permits. They're definitely not doing single-family residence as much as they were. They've cut back on that. Inventory is going up with builders. And those are the people that, when it comes to the foreclosure market, that I'm going to try and talk to you about helping, because those are the ones that are in trouble, that have no way out. Let's say you're one of these people that maybe last year, the year before, you squeaked in on a house. You squeaked in on a house with 2 or 3% interest rate. First-time buyer, no money down, and now you're in this new housing track, and all of a sudden you're getting hit with a assessment, which is the first-time assessment on the taxes, and it's a big bill, and you don't know how you're going to pay it. You can't refinance because you don't have any equity because the prices of properties have stopped going up. What do? Well, there's a couple things you can do. You can actually, right now, put your home on the market. And if necessary, I don't think it's necessary for most people yet, but you can do what's called a short sale. A short sale is where you negotiate with the bank, you put it on the market at lower price than what you owe on the property, and with a realtor, and the realtor can negotiate with your bank on how to sell that property and negotiate a discount on what you owe the bank. Does the bank like to do that? No, not right now. They would much rather take the property and foreclose, resell it, and make their profit. But they also don't want to get overloaded with properties again like what happened before. So that is a possibility. The other thing is maybe if you don't have equity, there's somebody who's an investor out there that would like to come in and and take your property, turn it into a rental or something like that, and give you a little bit of money to go and move and cover your expenses. So if you have no equity in your property, there is hope. The one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to wait too long and not contact the bank. The first thing you need to do is let your bank know that you're having an issue. You want to let them know. Sometimes there's still on government loans, you can still actually do what's called a forbearance, which means postpone your payments. Those are still accessible if you have a government-backed loan. And you have a hope of earning more money, catching up, and getting out from under that situation, or it could buy you some time and you could sell the property. There's a lot of different ways to do it. Do you have to move out of your property? Most likely in most cases, but there's a lot of investors who will buy half of your property, refinance it, bring your payment down, rent it back to you. You're a part owner and you're doing much better. That's called equity sharing. There's lots of investors who maybe don't want to buy a whole property, but they'd love to own 25% of your property. In fact, I'm going to be doing classes on credit, and I'm going to be doing classes on real estate investing, creative financing techniques, and equity sharing, and that's one of them. So if you're somebody out there that has like a 401k, or you converted it to a self-directed IRA, or if you have cash, but you don't have the hundreds of thousands of dollars to buy a property all on your own and pay it cash, maybe you want to get into an equity share program with a couple other investors and take over one property, maybe with 4 or 5 owners. It's very possible. Like I said, there's a million ways to finance a property if you know what's going on. Also in the market, the prices are down 2% over last month nationally. That's telling me that, yeah, it's starting to change. It's starting to happen. Are we going to see a crash like last time? I don't think so, but I do see a gradual change. But if we have something catastrophic happen, maybe a war, maybe some kind of energy problem, maybe a natural disaster, can that affect it? Yeah, that can affect it dramatically. One of the things that we're worried about right now is obviously fuel prices and inflation is going to hit a lot of people. If that's a challenge for you too, just the fact that you have to pay so much more to drive to work, that's a brutal thing for a lot of people. That can affect them. Then they can no longer afford to rent or to buy. One of the things, I had a guest here a couple months ago, Richard, who is my property manager friend, and he was saying, I asked him about rental properties, if that's going to change, and he says that no. But let me tell you, with the amount of changes in the interest rate and the things that are going on, there will be more rentals out there because there's going to be a lot more investors taking over properties, and they love to have rentals. That's a big thing. So if you're interested in finding out more about investing, give me a call at 888-909-1050, or you can contact me by email and give me your information on any one of these topics. And that's at info at megalithic.us, or you can go to realtymavericks.com and contact me through my Facebook page there. That's one of the ways we can do that. So, like I said, we have our International Wealth Builders Association meeting coming up on the 31st. That will be a free Zoom to you. So if you go to internationalwealthbuildersassociation.com, you can get that information for the 31st, and you can join us live. I will be there. There's going to be several other of us there. And what we do is we like to try and inform and educate people. Let's say you want to do your first deal, come on down. You want to meet somebody. Maybe you want to figure out how to do a fix and flip. Maybe you just want to find out if your property is eligible for an additional dwelling unit and how much that would cost. We have people that are connected to all this stuff. So you definitely want to find out and get a hold of me or any one of the other members at International Wealth Builders Association.com. So how does the foreclosure process work? What happens? Well, you missed like 3 payments. It's up to the lender. They can start the foreclosure process. Once they start the foreclosure process, you have a certain amount of time to correct it and do that. And then what happens is they can actually take the property back and put it on the market and sell that. That's the last thing that we want to happen if you're somebody who's missed a payment or has credit challenges or anything like that. You definitely want to get a hold of somebody like me who knows the process, can negotiate for you, help you out, and get you out from under that situation. Right now, we don't have a lot of foreclosures, but they are picking up nationally. We get the statistics. You don't want to be one of the statistics in a foreclosure. There's many ways to take care of that, as I said. So if you want to get a hold of me, again, at internationalwealthbuildersassociation.com, or you can contact me directly at realtymavericks.com, or you can email me with your contact information and questions at info at megalithic.us. And we're going to be going to our next segment here pretty soon. And we will continue to talk about some of the credit issues, things going on in the market. If you have a specific situation that you're interested in, or if you want to find out more information, you can contact me live right now at 1-888-909-1050. Again, I'm Patrick Hunter. I'm a real estate broker, investor, and crazy person on the air today, giving you what you need. We'll talk to you in a few minutes when we come back.